Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Peachis for another showing of the Encore Overwatch tournament. Tonight, we are in the semifinals here in Division number 2, where we will see the Peachis Nectarines take on the B Team Beefers. The winner of this game will go on to face LSFC in the grand finals. As always, though, my name is Dextron, and the man to my right, his name is the Sam's Talk. How are you doing tonight, Sam?
Dex, I am doing fantastic. Semifinals are some of my favorite games because you know that a lot is going on the line here. Grand finals are great and everything, but it's always the semifinal matches where the teams are at their most hungry. Because this is where you go home. There's nothing else after this. You don't want to be third place. Second place is nice, but third place, that's where it hurts. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here in these semifinals.
Yeah, this is a huge matchup tonight for both teams. First, let's look at the starting lineup for the Peachis Nectarines. Your DPS line will be Bravo and Chimera. The tank line will be Epic, Z-Ray, and Mobilize, and their backing support line will be Ads and Cola Guy Pepsi. This team has been good. Now, let's look at the B Team Beefers lineup right now. Your DPS line will be Tallow 40 and Ninot. Your tank line will be KS Boys and Harambe, and their backing support line will be Spork and Mankey. Now, if I remember correctly, when these two teams faced off in the regular season, the Nectarines were able to take them. I believe it was a sweep, but I don't remember, so I could be wrong.
Listen, regardless of whether or not they sweep them last time, this is today. So we know that there is the history there between these two teams. Maybe the B Team Beefers, they've been beefing it up. They've been working hard to get to that next level that they need to get to. This is interesting too, because we're going to an interesting map here to start off our night, which is going to be Nepal. We didn't see this one coming.
No, honestly, when we were looking at the map pool for the control maps, you had Nepal, Lijiang Tower, and Lijiang Tower and Busan. And I honestly thought we would see Lijiang Tower come out because that just seems to be everyone's favorite control map, mostly because it you can play a lot of different playstyles on that tower. But instead, we're going to Nepal.
Nepal is an interesting map choice because it was like you said, we usually see Lijiang Tower starting us off, especially if it's a control map of some sort. Lijiang Tower is, in my opinion, a really easy map for teams to get into. They can figure out, they can warm up, they can poke and prod and see what the enemy team likes to do, because at the end of the day, the maps are pretty simple. Go into the center, there's not much to work around with here. Nepal, though, has a lot of different features to it that I think will make it more interesting. There's a lot more, I think, versatility. There's a lot more scalability that goes around on Nepal versus, say, Lijiang Tower, which is pretty, what I've been saying, pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm fully agreeing with you. Lijiang Tower, like you said, kind of a map that everyone can kind of get into the game and ease into how they're playing, try to figure out each team. But the Nectarines did have the choice in this map selection, so they decided to go to Nepal, potentially throwing off the B Team Beefers, who might have honestly just expected to go straight to Lijiang. And like you said with playstyles, every map is different here. You have a village, which is a very, very small, close quarters map where you can see a pharmacy come out because of how high the skybox is there. But at the same time, you could also just see a whole bunch of brawl come out on this map.
Yeah, and the differences here between something else on another game mode type that we could see, like 2CP or in Overwatch 2 terms, push, we could see, something like that, where you have one team that's just defending and one team that's attacking, whereas, in Control, we can be these two teams that could have somewhat similar composition, somewhat similar matchups, so we can see a Brawl v Brawl, we can see, we'll have Symmetra out on the point to get there faster, you could even see just a Lucio come out, you can see something that goes towards dive, that composes that up. There's a lot of different things that we could see here on Nepal. And Nepal is something that you usually don't get to see very much of in competitive.
No, not really. Through all the leagues and even at my school where I cast, I have not seen Nepal come up maybe other than one time throughout the last 3 months. So it's going to be very exciting for me to see it here. But looks like we're already getting into it. We will be starting off on, I don't remember the name of this map. I remember Shrine and Village, but I forget this one.
This one's Sanctum, I believe.
Yes,
So
I believe you are right. Not a surprise. Both teams are coming out with some metrics here to get a quick TP and try to get to the point first.
the tank line is different. The DPS are the same, and the healers are different from both sides as well. And I'm interested to see what B Team Beefers are able to do with Mankey on the Zenyatta to have that Discord orb to give them a little bit extra damage. As the two teams, we already see Peachis Nectarines, they're on the point. The B Team Beefers are going to have to sort of split up and work around the already entrenched team of Peachis Nectarines.
Yeah, but right now, I like what we saw there from the Wrecking Ball on the B Team Beavers. His main goal right now is just try to break up the Nectarines a little bit. Point is open. Looks like the Nectarines will be able to cap it up here first. Still, no one has died yet.
We have ADS just roaming around right now. Look at this ball. They want to find a target. The B Team Beefers do find one of their own, but they're going to be rolling around. Are back on the Sigma. Throws out the accretion and the amplification matrix, boots him out of there. That is going to hurt. The shield has to come up to keep the team safe, but B Team Beefers, they're going to go ahead and push the Nectarines out, take the point back for themselves. We do have 20% on the board for the Peachis Nectarines and B Team Beefers. They're looking pretty good right now. That's actually a good push from them. They were patient, they waited for their opportunity, and they took it.
Yeah, absolutely right there. Even with that damage matrix coming out from Cola Guy Pepsi, the B Team Beavers were able to find the rest of the Nectarines that were still left alive and able to retake point. Hopping on here with Ninot, who is just kind of up there in the area where he expects to see a lot of the Nectarines. He already sees one, sees two, and now it looks like he's want to go, and he has that pulse bomb ready, but gets stunned out by Chimera there, who is playing on the Armaic account, and gets a high noon kill as there as well.
That was, we did see a little bit of patience there, but it was the patience that just, I think it was just a little bit too long. You gotta watch out if you have a Cassidy on the enemy team, especially as Tracer. That's not gonna work out well for you there. They do have their pulse bomb. They're not gonna be able to use that. Peachis Nectarines, they reestablished control. They have pushed off the B Team Beefers. Let's see they're going to be able to hold on to this, because the B Team Beefers, they were able to sweep back in. They pushed it off, and I think it was just a combination of working really well there. We do have a high noon. I think it's a distraction that's going to allow Ninot to use their stick. They find something and clean up the rest of the B Team Beefers. Find their targets. The distraction from the Deadeye into the sticky pulse bomb that got on to Peachis Nectarines was able to push them off and gave the B Team Beefers the opportunity to take that point.
A great team play there from the B Team Beavers, only using 2 of the ultimates they had going into that team play. They still have 2 remaining, but looking at the side of the Nectarines, they have 3 ready to go and are still close to what I believe is a bomb and a wall here from this. So almost 5 ultimates ready for the Nectarines right now. Here comes the TP. Hammond, or the Wrecking Ball here with a nice spike and minefield all around, forces out the boot or the beat from ads, and now the Nectarines are trying to get something going on point. Find the first kill, but don't find the second kill there.
They are struggling. The Peachis Nectarines, they just got caught out so bad. And you see ads, they are doing whatever they can to contest that point, but it's too little too late. You gotta watch out for DPS Zenyatta. Listen, he's not throwing out healing orbs to the enemy. He's throwing out Discord, he's throwing out pain. And you got a little self-destruct there. They're not scared of that. We're gonna hide behind a wall. They're gonna back off for a second here. The Peachis Nectarines, they need to regroup, but they do have the barrier, the Symmetra ultimate. I don't think it found anything. Over time, we have high noon. That barrier, I actually take that back. It was keeping everyone safe. But it's still, I don't think the Peachis Nectarines quite have what it takes to be able to take this point. I think they're missing their main tank and they're missing one of their DPS. Make that 2 their DPS, and at this point I think it's just B Team Beefers running down that clock, getting rid of the rest of the team. Ads back on the point, so low on health, they are not going to be able to hold on to that. Yeah, they're fighting hard.
Yeah, fighting hard right now, but it might be in a losing fight for at least this first point right now. But they are still able to get some members back there on point. But down goes Mobilize, their only tank there, and Epic Z-Ray also falls as well. Both tanks down for them right now, and I believe that is one well, one member of the four members of the Nectarines falling down. All the beefers are doing right now is just kind of cleaning up the straggling members of the Nectarines, and finally with that, they're able to take the first point.
That was impressive showing from the B Team Beefers for the first map here on Nepal for Sanctum for the first round. That was a really strong showing. I think it was just really good coordination that was coming from both teams. It was the B Team Beefers, though, that I think just had a little bit more coordination, especially when we saw the Deadeye zoning out the Peachis Nectarines. Then you have the Tracer coming in while they're distracted to stick someone, and the rest of the B Team Beefers just rushed in while they were low on health, and they had no immortality field to be able to answer that. And that just worked out so well for the Beefers here.
Yeah, another example of how good the B Team Beefers were there in that first map was when we saw the Nectarines try to TP back on the point really quick, but KSO boys there with a nice spike that led into a minefield, just kind of trapped everyone there, forced out the beat from ads there. And while the Nectarines were able to actually win the point back over, they weren't able to get much after that.
And I don't know about you, but I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. So we
Same.
are going to hang out here with us. It looked like we were going into some really good gameplay there, but don't worry, guys. We're going to get working on that. Just a little bit of technical issues. Every now and again, it happens. Let's say we can dissect what we saw in that first round, Dexatron. And it was, like I said, I think it was just better coordination, just better teamwork. Remember the B Team Beefers, they had the answer to everything that Peachis Nectarines tried to do. They tried to go on there with the Symmetra teleporter. You have a Hammond waiting with mines. It just didn't work out well for them. But it looks like the Peachis Nectarines, they're working out well here. They're sitting at 25% and in control of the point.
Yeah, this is actually kind of surprising me that the Nectarines were actually able to take the point first here, especially because I believe we saw KSO boys get the first pick before our screen kind of froze there. They do have a minefield ready to go, but the Nectarines have been able to hold them off for a decent amount of time here.
They do have mines, and they are gonna use that immediately. You get stuck. Walden can't get out. You're frozen, but the rest of your team is gonna be able to support you. You find one kill with the mines. But an interesting turn of events, you're going to get sniped out of the air by a Sombra. You don't see that happening very often. The Peachis Nectarines, even though they did lose their diva, they lost mobilize. That's not going to keep them down for too long. Getting the B Team Beefers out of there with a couple of really good picks that they were able to use. And that is going to be huge for them. But they do have Valkyrie that they just popped. See, the B Team Beefers are going to be able to use that. The wall, though, is so powerful. And I think they actually caught out the Mercy.
But the Mercy's able to get away with their life, especially in that Valkyrie mode, able to get healed up fast. But here comes a barrage from Ninot. Finds one, not able to find a second one just yet, but they have damage a lot. Adds able to get a boot kill onto Spork there, evening things out a little bit, at least numbers-wise. But right now, the Nectarines are still doing a great job of holding this point.
That they are. We do see the Gravitic Flux taking out the Reinhardt, and then mobility with an accretion to the face. Listen, Baby Diva and Giant Rock, that doesn't work out very well for you here. And the rest of the Peachis Nectarines are going to be joining them in the spawn room as we are once again in overtime, but this time for the Peachis Nectarines. The B Team Beefers take over the point as they start putting percentage for themselves on the board. The Peachis Nectarines, they're going to come in and they have a little hack that they can use.
This EMP can be huge here, as well as Chimera's Blizzard. If the B Team Beefers are kind of grouped up, it will be dangerous. We see already they're just getting straight to point. The B Team Beefers aren't even going to fight them right now. What? Weird play coming out. I'm even confused right now, but they're not able to get the EMP off. The Blizzard does come out, though.
I think I saw what they were doing there. They knew that they had the EMP. They were spread out from each other so that to be clumped up. Immediately wants to find the Sombra so that they can take them out, get that EMP out of here. B Team Beefers, they're playing smart and they're playing carefully, and that was a really good call right there.
Yeah, we're up here on Bravo. He's just trying to find a spot right now where he does not get caught out from the rest or by the B Team Beefers. He still has that EMP. Two other ultimates ready to go for the Nectarines right now. But we look at the side of the Beefers, they almost have four ultimates ready to go. They can get a fifth one here really quick. Bravo gets caught out. That could be dangerous for them.
Let's see what happens. We do have one pick on B Team Beefers, Nina, but the revive is coming out immediately. They got to do something here. They have that hack. We're in overtime. Peachis Nectarines is retaking control. But what can they do here to take that back? The Peachis Nectarines, they get the point back, but they immediately start falling. There goes the EMP. I think it might have been a little too late, and Blizzard is out there on the field as well. Oh, ho, ho! You roll out of the Blizzard. You can't stop this cowboy. The Peachis Nectarines, they just committed 2 high-value ultimates and still failed the team fight.
Yeah, even with that EMP finding 4 members there, they had already lost 2 members before that, and there were 2 key members. It's just the Nectarines not able to pick up anything after that. But right now, their DPS line of the BT Beavers is honestly being the thing that is carrying this team. That pharmacy has been deadly, as well as the Cassidy of Tallow there. Just been absolutely deadly, and just the bane of existence right now for the Nectarines.
Bane of Existence is like the apt term that we can use here. And oh, the Earth Shatter on top there did not find a singular person. They walk behind a wall. Wall protect you. And we just saw that they're in full force. For the B-Team Beefers, they got to touch the point. Ooh, that was a close one. The Peachis Nectarines, they regain control. But then once they regain control, the B-Team Beefers just immediately collapse in. We see Nina. They want to find their target. They want to find their pick. We are seeing the switch over to the Cassidy. So, oh, it's over. The barrage comes out. But actually, it doesn't seem like it was able to get 1 pick. It didn't work out too well for them there. They lose the Hammond. They lose the Wrecking Ball that had the mines on them. And they are now taking a little nap.
Yeah, the Nectarines able to take point 2 there, evening the map score at least out 1-1, going to the pivotal map 3 or point 3 here in map 1 to decide who will go up 1-0 in this series. The bomb coming out there from the Nectarines late was a huge play for them. It basically forced all the B-Team Beavers off the point. With how long that overtime was going, the overtime countdown just evaporated quickly.
Now we're going on to the next map here for Nepal. And this one is one of my personal favorite, which is Shrine. Because there is a giant hole to the right of the control point, or the left. And this could be seeing some really big boo potential here, which might be why we see the Lucio out in the field, might be why we also see KSO boys on the Wrecking Ball, but they have been showing that it doesn't matter, they're just going on the Wrecking Ball and destroy on it. Let me see what happens here.
Nectarines absolutely just charging. Epic Z Ray paying his life for it, but the next 2 kills coming, next 3 kills going the way of the Nectarines, so they'll take 1 life for that of 3 of the Beefers. That's a good trade in my opinion. Make that 4. The only really remaining members of the Beefers is that Tracer, who is now running back, and the Nectarines should be able to cap point first again.
That was impressive and incredibly well coordinated. If you ask me. Sure, they lost Epic's Ray. That doesn't matter though. It didn't make a lick of difference here, as we did have Aramik just hold on. They get the 3 necessary picks, and the B-Team Beefers collapse shortly thereafter. Oh, Taylor, you by yourself, buddy, against an entire team. That's not gonna work out too well for you. Thankfully, you are. So your team has been able to support you there, but caught out just a little bit. That's unfortunate. I think being caught out like that is gonna be rough for the rest of the B-Team Beefers, as one by one, they are feeling the anger of the Peachis Nectarines.
Yeah, Peachis Nectarines handily winning these first 2 team fights there. I honestly love the comp they came out with here, a pure dive comp coming out here, and they rushed to the point. We had Bravo start out on a Symmetra to get them there a little bit faster, then swap over to the Sombra, and I really love these picks. The B-Team Beavers do have about 3-4 ultimates ready to go here, which could be a reason they win an upcoming team fight. But Cold Guy Pepsi pops their Coalescence, but instantly gets flashback out of it, but the kills are still going the way of the Nectarines.
They're not afraid. They are going to their spawn point. They want to push them off. They don't care. They want to prove dominance here. And that is exactly what they are doing against the B-Team Beefers. They have 2 ultimates. They have KSO boys and they have Talo. And they're working towards Spork's rally. They do need to use here to push into that, but Peachis Nectarines, they're about to have 5 on the board.
Yeah,
let's see what happens here.
EMP comes out there to just negate all those mines that were dropped out by KSO boys. The first 3 kills going the way of the Nectarines here, and so far the B-Team Beavers finally find their 2nd kill, picking up Bravo there, but Epic Z Ray is able to come right back and find Tallow.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for them there. I think Peachis Nectarines may have committed 1 too many ultimates. They did Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. Who cares when you win?
Yeah.
The Nectarines, when they wanted to take that, yeah, they just felt it in their bones, had to get the final win there. As B Team Beavers, they won the first round, but the Peachis Nectarines bring it back. And I think this is the Ninot stick that we saw a little bit earlier. Yeah, there it is. Get the stick, back away, Immortality Field goes down, and then just clean up on Isle Nepal.
Yeah, after that first map there, the Nectarines basically found out what they kind of need to do. They kind of got the momentum, or just a little bit, they got kind of punched in the face after that first map, in my opinion. It kind of came back out on that second map in Village and kind of just brought it right back to the Beavers. They 9-9-0'd them to start, but then the Beavers were able to take a little bit back, just kind of giving them the point, waiting for them all to collapse on point, and then just going right in. And while that almost did work out for them, the Nectarines were just able to just by the skin of their teeth win that second map and then dominate on the third map.
Yeah, it was kind of like a story arc that we just saw there for the Peachis Nectarines. Rough first map, a really neck and neck second map, and a completely dominant third. It was so much fun to watch. They had the it was like they had to shake off some rust on that first map, or get warmed up, get the fingers ready before they get in there, maybe shake off some of the semifinals jitters. But that's not to take anything away from the B Team Beavers as well. That was tough rounds that they fought there. The coordination that was coming out of them was so well done. But I think on the final on the final map of Shrine, sorry, Sanctum, no, Shrine, yeah, Shrine,
Yeah, Shrine.
It was really tough for them there to be able to just deal with what the Peachis Nectarines were throwing at them. It was kind of like that dive composition that was just wrecking them.
Yeah, and one of the biggest problems was that they never really swapped off the 6 heroes they picked at the start. They could have instantly tried to go counter dive there, but they just never did, and it really hurt them in the end. And heck, I don't even think one of their supports got one of their ultimates throughout that entire match there. So it was really weird to see them just not kind of adapt to what the Nectarines are coming out with there, especially because how pivotal that map was.
Yeah, but you know what, Dexatron, we are moving on. I hope you packed some sunscreen, because we are going to the lovely Australian outback for Junkertown. So this is a pure payload push map. You take the payload from one end of the map to another, and this is another interesting map choice. And I'm loving these maps today. These are out of the ordinary, out of the blue, and I'm really feeling it.
Yeah, Junkertown, one of my favorite push maps, just because we don't see it a lot, and because of how varying the playstyles can be from point to point here. You start off with a very, very open first point here for the offense and the defense. Then it gets really congested as you try to push it through the streets of Junkertown, and then it opens up a little bit in that third point. But you have a very interesting play style that you have to kind of deal with here, where the cart has to go around an area where both the offensive and defensive teams can kind of intercept each other.
Yep. And that's, I think, where we're going to be seeing a lot of interesting plays happening on Junkertown. The first part of the map is, like you said, it's really open, and I think it kind of favors a little bit of the attacking team, the team that pushes. But as you get further and further in, as the defense team, they're able to work around with more high ground, they're able to work around in closer quarters. I do believe that Junkertown is going to be an all-out brawl of epic proportions.
Epic proportions. I am hoping for it, because it would be great to see that. Like you said, that second point is really, really based all around that high ground. Heck, there's teams I've seen on second point bring out a double sniper comp, maybe a Widow Ashe, Widow Hanzo, just because of how good that high ground is there. And the attacking team really only has that one high ground area right off of their spawn that they can really use, but they have to still focus on that cart.
Yeah, and that is going to be interesting to see if they're able to answer that attack, depending on whatever either the Peachis Nectarines or if the B Team Beavers are able to pull out of their hats. This is where adaptability is key. This is where you have to understand your enemy. This is where you have to understand Overwatch. And we're going to see if these two teams understand.
Yeah, especially Overwatch in the current format that this is, with still 6v6. I would love to have seen this map in the beta, but I don't think it was. But we're going to see who's going to be attacking and defending here first. The B Team Beavers were the ones that got to pick the map. Looks like the Nectarines, I like this pick. I like when a team is aggressive and goes on the offense first here, and that's what the Nectarines are doing.
We did see a little Bastion for a second, but they decided that's just a little too risky, I do believe. Because if you lose the pirate ship, it's a lot of fun, but if you lose it, it kind of falls apart. So I do like that they're being a little bit safer, but you can tell that they're still playing somewhat of a pseudo divey composition, whereas B Team Beefers, they're going for more of a also kind of a pseudo dive composition as well here.
I mean, it's basically a mirror match. Just Tallow on the Soldier and Frosty on the Ashe coming out here for the Nectarines is the only difference between the teams. Now, it seems that the Nectarines are going to have their supports kind of push the card here up until it gets around this first choke point, but Chimera falls early.
That's going to hurt, especially for the Peachis Nectarines. You still have the closer spawn point. This is going to give Talo the ability here to start farming that tactical visor. And you can see they're just standing here uncontested in the corner. Finally, someone decides to take a quick pot shot at the guy who is just laying down the fire on your side. And I think he's currently going to be bullied. Yeah, they are going to be bullied by Chimera to try to get them off there. And they don't really have an answer to that. Soldier 76 is a very versatile and powerful hero, but when you have something like Tracer badgering you the entire time, that's going to be difficult to go against. But they do find Frosty all alone, and Chimera is going to answer in kind, get them off the map.
Yeah, but now Chimera is kind of getting harassed here by the Wrecking Ball for the B Team Beefers. But we do see Cola Guy Pepsi able to pick up the duel there with the Zen, find one kill, and now Epic Z-Ray is absolutely just bullying Harambe here into a corner. 3 straight kills going the ways of the Nectarines. And honestly, unless the late contest comes out here from the B Team Beefers, the Nectarines have already capped the first point.
That was kind of dirty going after Harambe like that. Epics didn't want to let that go. They found the Sigma all by themselves, and you got to capitalize on that whenever you can. But it was still kind of hard to watch. Is Ninot, unfortunately, that's also kind of hard to watch. Taking yourself out as a Tracer, that is no good, especially when you commit your ultimate to that. Oof, that feels bad.
That is just one of those moments where you kind of just sit there and say, man, I really just did that. But Ninot will come back, and because it's Tracer, we'll get that pulse one back really fast. But we do see the Nectarines start off here with a kill, finding Spork. There is Frosty. The Coalescence coming out from Cola Guy Pepsi, who's now going to harass Harambe again.
What did you see that? They used the Transcendence to get close to Harambe so that way they can start destroying them? That is 200 IQ level Zenyatta plays. Who cares about living? We need to DPS and we need to murder.
Yeah, we're seeing some swaps come out for the B Team Beefers right now. But look at the Nectarines, 5 ultimates ready to go. It would have been 6, but Cola Guy Pepsi really had something that he had to tell Harambe there.
So we do see the rally go out in the Transcendence from Mankey as they are throwing that mace to get stunned, and the Gravitic Flux is going to keep them safe for just a second longer. But it doesn't really matter as the B Team Beefers, they cannot handle what is going on here. They are just collapsing. Talo has to commit the tactical visor. But when you have a Sigma shield in front of you, there's not much you can commit to that, and the only thing after that is Chimera's pulse pistols to the face.
Yeah, but you know what? Even with that last little late contest there from the B Team Beefers, they forced out 4 ultimates from the Nectarines there. And in my opinion, 4 ultimates that they did not need to use. Maybe only 2 of them were necessary there. Chimera is still the only one left with their ultimate, but it is a pulse bomb, and it can find a couple of those squishy heroes out. Cola Guy Pepsi, though, absolutely just being a DPS Zenyatta right now, finding Talo out.
They don't care. They don't care about healing their team. They just care about getting those picks that they so desperately desire. KSO Boys wants to stop the payload from marching on forward, but does have to back out. Harambe is not in their mech, and then they go down from the stick of dynamite on the side of Frosty. Chimera, low on health, gets filled back up, but B Team Beefers, they cannot stop this payload. It has been moving this entire time.
Yeah, other than some small late contest from the Beefers, the Nectarines have not had any problem. Chimera finding Nina there, but finally, it does look like Harambe is able to get 1 kill there on the Frost, but Ads coming right back, finding Talo. Right now, the kill's going the way of the Nectarines. Down goes Spork. We are on Chimera here, going after the wrecking ball there, able to get rid of them, and now we're just seeing the Nectarines continue to push this card.
There it is! Cola got Pepsi! What have you got for us? You got one pick onto Harambe, and you have murder in your eyes. This Zenyatta, even though they don't have that special Overwatch 2 kick, is still showing some insane plays right now. Mankey does pop the Transcendence to keep the B Team Beefers going here, especially on this 1 point. Oh my goodness, the Gravitic Flux remobilized, finds 2, gets the 3rd. And just wiping it up. Peachis Nectarines, they commit ultimates to that, and they get that payload all of the way with over 3 minutes on the clock. That is a huge time bank.
Huge time bank. They really had no real defense that really kind of stopped them there for a long period of time from the B Team Beefers on that entire offensive push there. The Nectarines just had a clinic on Junkertown there.
Listen, clinic, it was... if the surgeon just cared about watching everyone die, that's what it was. It was disgusting. Someone needs to take away their medical license, because we just saw listen, it was precision though. It was surgical precision. Mm-hmm. It was nonstop from the Peachis Nectarines. They were on form. They were on their game. They committed so many ultimates, but it looks like it didn't do anything to affect them because they just had the teamwork and they had the raw mechanical skill to put the B Team Beefers on the backline this entire time. And as unfortunate as it is, I think the B Team Beefers, I think they were still a little bit too not able to adapt. And that's what I said earlier at the beginning of this map, Dextertron. They need to be able to adapt, and they were not doing that there.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the first map where they just struggled on that 3rd point, not being able to just try to go anti-dive, try to find the Nectarines out a little bit there. Same thing happened this map, like you said, just not able to adapt here. Basically, they're coming out with the exact same comp they came out with on defense here. Other than a soldier, Talon's on the Cassie now. But look at this, the Nectarines want to bully them right out of spawn.
This is brutal. Oh my goodness, Mankey gets Chimera. The Torbjorn doesn't have their turret anymore. That's gonna be kind of rough for the Peachis Nectarines. I think wanting to be a little bit too aggressive here. They're gonna go ahead, back out. They decide maybe bullying isn't cool. We need to back this up for just a second. We need to regroup and replan our strategy. As Frosty wants to get Nina out of the field. That Tracer harassing. It's going to come and harass the backline. There it is. Recall out of there. Continue the assault once again.
Yeah, honestly. Fine. BT Beavers find that first kill there onto Mankey, or onto the Torb for the Nectarines was used. But look at this. They're finding the next couple. Next 3, 4, 5 kills going the way of the Beefers here. And we might be seeing a repeat of what we saw when the Nectarines were pushing here. But the Nectarines do have a little bit of time here if they want to try to rush back and contest.
A team kill right off the bat for the B Team Beefers. They were tired of what happened last map. The Peachis Nectarines, they did have the time to regroup. They got to watch out because you don't have a shield up. You're going to feel the pain in the backline. The minefields are there too, and the B Team Beefers, a triple Gravitic Flux, and the mines cleaning up. And then another team kill, the second team kill of the first checkpoint, Dextertron.
Just an absolute performance coming out from the B Team Beavers after their inherently really sluggish defensive round there. Just absolutely rolling through the Nectarines there on the first point there. And maybe you could say it was due to them just trying to get them out of spawn, but they were smart and did not all rush out of spawn to start. And now the Beavers have a good opportunity here to push this card up a little bit and not allow the Nectarines to get set up on that high ground.
And so now we have a mirror matchup between the two teams. Peachis Nectarines, they decide to get off the Reinhardt Diva combo. And Frosty is going to switch over to the... Chimera is going to switch over to the Tracer. So we'll see what's going to be able to work out for these two teams. But Talo is going to be the one to help stop that, along with Spork. As we do see KSO boys, I know what they want to do. They want to disrupt that backline, and they want to stop the pain from happening. There it is, right off the bat. You go after Frosty, who's all by themselves. Looking at the kill feed, there they go. Oh my God, what are these Zenyatas today? They don't care about healing anymore. This is all just about the death and destruction in their eyes.
Yeah, nothing that anyone could do against either of the Zenyatas here on the offensive push here. We do see Epic Z-Ray come here, just try to contest this point for a little bit longer. But a stick coming out from Chimera does find Tail. Will they be able to keep this contest up right now? They do have some numbers getting back, and they are finding some kills.
Wow, that was a really good stick from Chimera, and that is what's gonna stop the push here from the B team versus Peachis Nectarines. You're gonna have to watch out for this minefield as KSO boys trying to sweep the field, get them off of it. Oh, Mankey, you mad lad, you want it, you felt it, but you couldn't quite commit because Chimera finds you out all by yourself. And the Peachis Nectarines, they actually hold it less than 1 meter from the checkpoint.
Yeah, and this is a very, very dangerous spot for this card to be. Now the Nectarines are going to be able to sit up on this high ground here. A little bit, it seems, right now. They're trying to get both their supports and both tanks up there, but all they have right now is their support and 1 tank. But we do see Frosty find a headshot kill to start off everything here again in this next team fight. Some ultimates are ready for each side, but the Beepers have more to begin.
We had a small Tracer v Tracer battle. Nenot decides that it is not worth it. Backs out. Plays a smart game. Goes back with the rest of the team. Maybe to harass the Peachis Nectarines backline a little bit more. Frosty so low. Gets back up. What is Chimera? Chimera has their pulse bomb, and they're looking for something. They want to make something happen. Same with Epic Z-Ray, who does make something happen and pile drives right onto Harambe. Nenot finds their target, which is gonna be Frosty, and that is going to defang the Peachis Nectarines as they lose both of their DPS, and Epic is going to commit in on that push forward. It picks up the Mega Pack, has to back off, but you got the Discord Orb on you. Oh, what was that? Was that trying to C9 a little sneaky sneak to get the payload across the way? Maybe?
Maybe. It is a smart play, especially with how far the Nectarines were pushed up there, but still, some of their members back there far enough. We do say Queso Boy, they're fine the crush or the spike kill on the Cola Guy Pepsi. The cart is still contested, even with the Peachis being down here in numbers. Coalescence coming out here from Mankey to keep those, or support the rest of the team. Minefields come out from the side. Actually from both sides right now. It's a very dangerous area around that cart, but kills are going the way of the Beepers.
That is huge. The Deadeye, which forces the zone, makes Peachis Nectarines get out of there, and it finds Frosty too. You can't ask for more. Actually, I lied. You can ask for more. You can ask for the payload to get all the way to the second checkpoint for the B Team Beefers. However, they are going to be working on less of a time bank than the Nectarines. If they can make it all the way through perfectly, it's going to be at least 1 minute 30 seconds on the board. But that is if they make it through perfectly.
Yeah, the Nectarines just proving how good that contest there was. Just forcing them down as low as they can. As you do see Taylor there take out Frosty. But they already, like you said, will have less time if they are able to fully cap here for the Nectarines. Their goal is to make sure that they do not do that.
They're going to want to figure out what to do with this Nenot's Tracer ult. Oh my goodness. You get the flash, you get the headshot kill. Chimera's out of there. Halo on this Cassidy is destructive. And these two DPS with the B Team Beefers, they are putting in the work. The pulse bomb, it goes out, doesn't find much, but that's okay. Oh, they're going back for, oh, they went back for it. And unfortunately, they're gonna be caught out with a little hack from Frosty. As a Tracer, you can't blink, you can't rewind time. That is just a death sentence.
Yeah, I actually like this swap here coming out from Frosty. Swapping off of the Ashe, going to this Sombra. We saw how good it was on Nepal there. Now coming out, Minefield order coming out from Queso Boys. Find one, find two with the cheese there from Queso.
That was brilliant. Swings up, knocks off the Peachis Nectarines right into a minefield and gets 2 high-value picks. You are loving to see that as the payload is just barely at the end there. Cola Guy Pepsi commits the transcendence to keep the Nectarines going. Tailo, ooh, they got too greedy. They wanted to use that Deadeye, but was caught out so hard. And Epic Z-Ray, uses their minefield to great effect. Chimera getting KSO boys out of that spawn area, out of that payload. Once again, it's a repeat of what happened the last point. They get so close. The B Team Beefers got so close. Can't quite make it.
Yeah, can't quite make the last 4 kills going the way of the Nectarines here. Nearing 30 seconds, actually less than 30 seconds left to go. As we see, the Nectarines have 4 ultimates ready to go. And one of those is an EMP, which can be absolutely round-ending here. But Chimera starts off with a pulse bomb onto Spork there. EMP maybe coming out. It finds only one, but it doesn't matter as the Nectarines just continue to find the kills.
It finds only one because the rest of the B team beefers were unfortunately in the respawn room here on the last few seconds, and there's gonna be had to be a mad dash to get to the payload, but nobody was able to make it here as Nectarines wins our second map of the night against the B team beefers. They only need one more.
Game point mobilize here, getting play of the game. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I kind of thought it would go to the B team beefers graph flux we saw there on point one, but he finds one, finds the third. I also believe he finds a fourth here onto this wrecking ball, I'm assuming.
Regardless, it was just painful for B team beefers when you have that being slammed into the ground. Still, though, it was a really great game from both teams. It was a really strong push. It was just Peachis Nectarine had the better push. And I think towards the end there, we did see the B team beefers try to mix things up just a little bit, but the Peachis, we saw it. They adapted, and it worked out well for them.
Yeah, honestly, the biggest problem that the Peachis basically had throughout that entire defense round was the DPS line of the B team beefers, which I kind of talked about in map one, being the line that was absolutely carrying them. But once you kind of started to, disrupt them a little bit, find out the DPS first, the rest of the team basically fell right after that.
It was dominoes. But guys, we are going to go and take a short little break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Encore Overwatch Tournament semi-finals, where we have already been through 2 games, and 2 of those, as you can see right above me, are for the Peachis Nectarines. Once again, I'm joined by my fantastic friend, Dexatron. Dex, what are you thinking of the games tonight so far?
Honestly, it's been kind of a roller coaster so far. After that first point on Nepal, I kind of thought that the B Team Beavers might have learned from their previous matchup with the Nectarines here and might have put up a much better fight. And it almost turned out that way on the second point of Nepal, where they were basically just kind of letting the Nectarines retake point only to just get essentially a team kill on them, recap point, and get up that percentage. But the Nectarines just able to sneak it out there on that second point and then roll on the third point. And basically, the same could be said on Junkertown there. They rolled on offense, the B Team Beavers, but the B Team Beavers had a good offensive push until it got to the very, very end there. And then the Nectarines were finally able to come back there. But overall, I'm kind of surprised by this. I did not expect the Nectarines to start off that slow, but they came alive.
Yeah, Overwatch is sometimes a game of attrition. If you can wait out what the enemy team is able to throw at you, you can take advantage of that, especially the Peachis Nectarines. They were smart. They adapted. They lost that first point so staggeringly. 2 team kills, and then they mix it up. They adapted. They changed. Whereas the B Team Beavers, a little bit slower on that end. However, we're going to the fantastic Kings Row. This is juicy. A good map here, but I'm a little bit nervous for the Beavers here. So this was their map choice, but I have seen the Peachis Nectarines play on here. This is gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see indeed. But honestly, if you tell anybody, okay, pick a hybrid map, 99 out of 100 times you're gonna get Kings Row here. Every team practice on this map. It's nicknamed Scrims Row for a reason. Every team feels like this is their map to take. And honestly, the Beavers needed to pick a map they felt most confident with, and that is Kings Row.
Yeah, the Beavers had that aggressiveness that we saw at the very beginning of Junkertown, and they need to translate that here into Kings Row and keep that momentum going the entire way. They had so many plays where it was just going so well for them, but the Peachis Nectarines, it was just able to find a couple of moments to completely take away all momentum of the Beavers. Whereas for the Nectarines, when they were pushing, it was constant. There was no stopping them.
Constant. Yeah. But again, we're seeing the Nectarines come out here on offense. I love the pick of just staying aggressive. I'm not surprised with their lineup right here or their team comp. I don't expect to see an AC 130 comp come out. I would love to, but I don't expect to see it. B Team Beavers coming out with a very, very kind of interesting comp right now. Queso Boy staying on that Wrecking Ball is a very interesting choice for that, at least in my opinion.
I think it's been hurting them holding on to that Wrecking Ball so much. That Wrecking Ball has gotten a lot of utility, but there's also some points where I think it may have been a better idea to switch it up onto a different tank that maybe provides a little bit more defense for your team. Especially here on the defense for them. So we begin as the Nectarines begin their push. Oh my goodness, they are pushing the Beavers off this top point. Is it the immortality field is just barely keeping them alive as they continue their roll into this Epic Z-Ray. So low, but the shield is up. As we're having a little bit of a interesting brawl here, but the Maywall keeps them in place. And the Peachis Nectarines, one after another, they find B Team Beavers and they're gone. They're out of here. This is what they need to take the point.
Yeah, they have found 3 kills right now, but the Beavers finding 2. But we're finally starting to see the point get taken here. 1 tick down already as Coley Guy Pepsi finds Spork there. Only Tallow, really the last remaining member of the B Team Beavers alive right now. And if I was them, I would be trying to get out so they could hold at Arches right here.
Yeah, when we're seeing that the Peachis Nectarines are playing a little bit smarter since they know that KSO Boys loves that ball. We see Frosty on the Cassidy to help keep that in check. As Mobilize gets rid of Harambe off the field and the B Team Beavers have lost one of their tanks. That is going to hurt. And we see that right now. As Epic Z-Ray, they push forward to create the space. and allow the payload to get through that choke point. The Beavers could have taken advantage here.
Yeah, I honestly love when teams are very, very aggressive here on King's Row. It allows them a whole bunch of space and an easy amount of time to push the cart through arches there. Turret already going down. Graviton Flux, though, coming out from Arabi. Catches 4 in the air, but that Immortality Field is huge from the Nectarines, but 1 member falls as Mankey finds Epic Z-Ray. 2 members of the Nectarines down, and now we're finally starting to see the Beefers get some momentum or a footing in this game.
That was a beautiful Gravitic Flux, just what they needed to not only get the Nectarines out of there, but reestablish control of the payload for themselves. And now the Peachis Nectarines, they got to fight through all the way to get there. Turret is laying down a little bit of fire, goes down immediately from ADS. Little Lucio beats to keep your turret dead, as they say. Molten Core. Let's see if it finds anybody. The Nectarines, they have the Sombra. Let's see what they're going to be able to do with this. They're going to be able to hack. They have an EMP. Oh, Bob, not finding much, gets taken out to themselves. But right now, it's just the Peachis Nectarines. They're pushing forward. And the B-Team Beavers, they're having to back off from this, but Talo getting some picks of their own.
Yeah, the EMP comes out, finds 2. A hack coming out right after that from Chimera, but even with that, the kills are still going the way of the B-Team Beavers. Queso Boy able to find 2 there. Spork finds ads, and they're kind of winning this team fight right now, and they continue to go in. Really, the only remaining member of the Nectarines left alive is Mobilize, who's just able to escape with their life.
Never mind, I take it back. KSO boys, you stick on that ball. You don't move off that ever. We're seeing the harassment that they're able to bring out into the Nectarines backlines, and they're just able to pick off targets so well. And then the rest of the Beefers capitalize in on that. And Chimera had committed their EMP, but found nothing there. As the Peachis Nectarines, they go into the back alleys. They want to catch the B-Team Beefers all by themselves. All discombobulated, but that is not what they're finding. Instead, they're finding a team who is ready to hold this payload. Nectarines feeling another team kill as a third one is on the board for tonight.
Yeah, the B-Team Beavers just absolutely winning these last couple team fights here. A good play there by Ninot, being far away from where the Nectarines went, kind of catching them off guard, able to easily pick off Guy Pepsi there, who did swap to the Moira, but now going back to the Baptiste. They did use their damage matrix in that last engagement. Nectarines have 2 ultimates ready coming into this next team fight, but the Beefers almost have 4 ultimates all ready to go.
2 minutes on the clock, Dexatron. The Nectarines have a couple more fights in them, and the payload is so close to that checkpoint. But the Gravitic Flux, this could be what keeps them stopped here for a second. The self-destruct combo, the Immortality Field from Mankey has helped keep that alive, the dream alive for the B-Team Beefers. The Peachis Nectarines, they had to committed 2 ultimates for that. I think 3 ultimates, actually, so far, but they're not finding any picks. Frosty trying to push that payload forward, which it's not working out too well for them. ADS, they have to do what they can, but Talos Bob is just, they're in the back line. They are destroying and they are dismantling the Nectarines. They can't answer these. They commit 2 ultimates to that from the Nectarines, from the B-Team Beefers. They use Molten Core and they use Bob, and the Nectarines just collapse once again as Epic gets off the Reinhardt onto Winston, and Frosty goes on to the Reaper.
Nectarines making swaps here because they feel like at this point what they're doing is just not working. Epic Z-Ray, though, that swap I feel like is a little bit costly, as they had a 90% ult charge on a Shatter, especially with Chimera so close to an EMP. You combo those, you can easily win a team fight, but the Nectarines are going in right now. The EMP comes out and finds 3.
They're finding 3, and these are the picks, finally, that the Nectarines needs. KSO boys, you may have landed on Frosty. Taylor's holding that backline so hard, though. Gets a headshot into Chimera. But the Peachis Nectarines, they finally have the foothold that they quite possibly need here to get the payload all the way in the last 30 seconds. But if the B-Team Beefers are able to get back in time, especially with KSO boys and Harambe on the Diva, this is it. This is last fight territory right here.
Yeah, Queso Boy starting this engagement off with the cheese of the minefield on the cart right there. It's all around it. The Nectarines have to be very, very safe around that cart right now. A hack coming out on the Queso Boys though, but
wait, is that a Doomfist?
Doomfist came out for the Beefers now.
Whoa, huge Doomfist, but still gets taken down. You're not gonna go very far with that. Cola Pepsi commits the ultimate, and there we have it. The Peachis Nectarines, they were pushed hard. The B-Team Beefers fought tooth and nail there. And just there in the last few seconds in overtime, Nectarines were able to get it all the way through. But we're seeing Taylor just being such a dominant force right now on this, on Ash right now, and just absolutely destroying.
Yeah. One of those characters you normally see as being a sneaky character in the backline, but somehow Taylor has just been able to get back there time after time. We're seeing Ninot here swap off of the Doomfist very quickly, go into a Hanzo instead. A good choice here for this last little push here, but the team now going double snipers, and we see the dive come out from the Nectarines.
Epic Z-Ray dived in and popped that ultimate. They want to get them into that little corner to knock them off. But the self-destruct is going to help out so cleanly there. Surprisingly, the B-Team Beefers, they're not giving up. So low on their own health. The self-destruct does come out on the field and gets the remech kill. Frosty, you got to watch out for that. The giant mech landing on you, that actually hurts a lot, surprisingly. The B-Team Beefers, in the last few seconds, this is it. They can hold it here. The Nectarines, they are going to be hurting next round.
Yeah, but the Nectarines have an EMP and a Death Blossom ready to go. Epic Z-Ray swapping off the Winston, going to a ball, just get back to the point. And the EMP comes out, finds 3, but is there any follow-up from it? So far, the answer is no, as the Beavers continue to find kills. Minefield comes out from them as well. All around the cart. It's a very, very dangerous spot right now for the Nectarines.
The Nectarines are, they're collapsing. The B-Team Beavers are finding everything they need. Talo is not missing those shots. You may be, it's a smaller hitbox, but they're still hitting that. Mobilize, gets out of the mech, goes right back into spawn. And the Peachis Nectarines, they weren't able to make it all the way through. Peaching Beefers, the defense that they needed in Junkertown came through here for them on King's Row. It was a rough start, but it was kind of a mirror matchup of what we saw from the Nectarines on Junkertown.
Yeah, very, very rough start. Or very, very good start there for the Beavers. While they let them get all the way almost to the final point, they held them. And that is what they absolutely need to do. Now the Beavers have a win condition and a condition where they can prolong this series here and force a game 4. The Beavers especially, and like I said, in the first map and the second map, were kind of being carried again by their DPS line. And they, the Nectarines, just could not stop them, it seemed.
Whatever the Beavers were doing, it would have been really, I think, helpful for them to just keep emulating this as they go into their own attack. And we've seen how good they are on attack. We've seen just how far they're able to push here. And now they also don't have to push the payload all of the way. They stop the Nectarines from getting all the way to the final checkpoint, to the finish line. And that's going to hurt the Nectarines. So the B-Team Beefers are going to be able to take advantage of that. They still got really close though, so it's basically almost all of the way there, but where literal meters make such a difference, this is going to be in the B-Team Beefers court here, and man, maybe the King's Road choice for them was the right choice.
Yeah, like I said, every team feels that King's Row is their map, and right now the Beefers have the chance to prove that it was their map here, and now we'll get to see what they're going to come out with on the attack. Honestly, not surprised. I'm not expecting to see AC 130. Would love to, but not expecting it. We are seeing a pharmacy potentially being teased here from them.
They did bring a pharmacy out on Nepal. Peachis Nectarines, they were able to answer against that. And Frosty does not miss shots very often, from what I've been able to tell, from what we've seen here. So they're gonna have to watch out for this Cassidy, and that's gonna hurt them. Ninot, I think they're gonna switch off to the Widowmaker for right now. Try to get one pick. Maybe not. They're going back to the Pharah. They wanted to do it. You could tell it was there, but I think they decided to be a little bit safer since they couldn't see anything. Know that they're gonna wait behind the wall. So let's see what happens here on this push. Ninot in the air. It's just gonna rain down a little bit of love from the sky.
Yeah, I like what the Nectarines are doing. They're kind of just waiting in the hotel lobby there, but now they're kind of going in. Queso Boy is able to find the first kill there, but look at that. Frosty able to get rid of Ninot there.
Frosty has been dominant so far on this Cassidy. The revive brings Ninot back up, and Tailo once again has been showing that they have to be respected and they are scary. As the B Team Beavers, they're just walking right on the point. The Nectarines, they can't stop this. They've lost one of their high-value DPS. You've mobilized has been D-Mech now, and at this point, you're just getting rained on with rockets from Ninot's Pharah, who's being boosted by a Mercy who's very angry right now, and one after another. There you have it, the B Team Beavers. Oh, you're gonna wait for Chimera to come out of their ice block and then take them out. It was a good hold there to try and stop that, but I think the B Team Beavers actually have better time than the Nectarines did on their own defense. Yeah, on their own attack, sorry.
Yeah, I believe the Beavers actually they kind of prolonged that fight there, especially the Nectarines, kind of themselves prolonging that first team fight when they were on the attack and trying to go all the way through the high ground there. Minefield already coming out here from Queso Boy, gonna kind of force the Nectarines to stay back a little bit from that corner, and one already falls to it. Ninot finding a second one in the sky, and Queso Boy still going in, already half of the Nectarines down.
Ninot on this Pharah has just... They're able to use the buildings and the cover to make these sneak attacks. Chimera, they threw down their health station, but it wasn't enough. They didn't react quickly enough, and is getting rid of them now. The Nectarines, they're just struggling to handle this. They have two of their own, but two hit scanners. And look at that, Chimera switches off the Soldier 76. Now they're on Echo, and ADS is on Mercy, and I think they're wanting to have an aerial battle of their own.
Yeah, actually 4 members of the Nectarines swapping the Epic Z-Ray off the Rhine, going to the ball instead, mobilized off of D.Va, going to the Sigma instead. All to try to probably counter that pharmacy in the sky there. Frosty does find Talos Bob there out, but the Beavers are getting really, really close, and Ninot finds one there with their barrage, but is still trying to find more after it.
The High Noon came out, but it didn't do anything for them there. And it's just collapsing one after another as the B Team Beavers have pretty much been uncontested on this payload. Look at this. Look at that kill. Look at the scoreboard. It is just, the kill feed is just lighting up with Tailo right now.
Yeah, so far, like I said, when the B Team Beavers DPS line is on point, they are a very, very scary team, and the Nectarines just haven't been able to deal with them yet this game. We see Mobilize going back to the D.Va after going to Sigma there for 1 life.
I think the Nectarines there feeling the pressure right now. They want to try to stop whatever the B Team Beavers has been throwing at them, but they just can't answer that. Harambe is going to be caught out so hard. They are being supported. Oh, the Gravitic Flux. You try so hard, Harambe. But Chimera peeks you off. KSO boys is going to be finding their own Chimera. Let's see. They're flying around. They want to go for the back line here. Oh, you find a lone little Tailo. You get rid of the thorn in your side, and they found the puzzle piece. They found the thread to finally unravel the Beavers.
Yeah, finally they have one team fight go their way, but the only problem is it's only 5.5 meters that the Beavers need to end this map here and give them finally one win in their column. But the Nectarines able to win that team fight maybe will now get a little bit of momentum going their way. They are close to 4 ultimates right now, which can, and if they are able to kind of rotate or just use their ults smartly, can last them a couple fights.
So we're going to see Chimera. They have their duplicate. Who are they going to decide to go with? Possibly could go with Ninot, try and get their own barrage to lay on the field against the B Team Beavers, as Ninot so close to death. Epics. Ooh, Epic! Ooh, just barely. No HP. Has to go around, pick up the med pack just to survive. We're going to zone out the Beavers with the Deadeye. Wait. Oh, you tried so close there. But it was thanks to that zoning, the rest of the Nectarines were able to go in and clear out the B Team Beavers. They're not committing too many ultimates as they don't really feel the need to. And every single ultimate, especially in these last few meters, can be the difference between winning or losing. And the Nectarines, they cannot afford to lose right now.
Yeah, the Nectarines using 2 ultimates there Chimera still has their duplicate there, which I'm assuming is going to probably go after a tank, maybe Tallow. It would be the only other person I would think they would go after here. But we are seeing the C-Fight break out. But Tallow, the person I thought Chimera was going to take, finds Chimera out instead.
There it is. The nano boost. They're going to wait for the rocket barrage. Oh, ho, ho. You're raining down fire. Get sucked up by the defense matrix. Not before Frosty feels the pain of a nano rocket in your face. Ninot cleaning up this spawn point. They cannot stop this pharmacy. The pharmacy has been working out so well from here. They have to commit. Chimera has to commit. And the duplicate on the field, and it looks like the mines are actually working out well for them here. Ninot, they're still working. They're still trying to make this happen. Immobilized. They're going to get out of their mech, hit that self-destruct. But wait for it. There it is. The rest of the beefers. It was such a close call there for the Nectarines. They won against all odds.
Yeah, honestly, I have to give a huge prop there for Chimera. He got not one, but 2 minefields in that duplicate lifespan there. But just being able to stall out the car and let the rest of their team come back was the biggest thing there. Now, all they needed to do is defend a minute and a half, and the Nectarines secure them a spot in the grand finals.
Epic going in, lays down the mines, brings up the pain. You isolate Harambe, who's hiding in this corner by themselves, and we do get the revive back out onto Chimera. Oh, Epic, you love flirting with danger. You love flirting with death, and just barely able to make it out. The sign of a good wrecking ball is able. Oh, the stick. We're gonna live through it. As I think this game has seen more minefields than any game of Overwatch I have ever seen before. Fellow guy Pepsi does have to commit a biotic grenade in order to survive through that, but Talo and that backline, they are destructive. The bomb comes out, and that is fine. Oh, you see a sleeping tracer? You take advantage of that. You snipe them right off the map, and the B Team Beavers get their first win on the board. And the Peachis Nectarines, they were so close to sweeping this up, but it is not going to be happening tonight.
Yeah, we have ourselves a series now. Tallow, no surprise to probably me and you that they have the play of the game here.
This was Talos just their game today. Look at that. They were not missing a single shot. They were on it every single time. And in my opinion, Talos was what really helped push them to that next level. Of course, you have the support of KSO Boys was just so dominant on that ball, and then Ninot on the pharmacy. It was just the B Team Beefers working at their best. And this is what they needed, especially on the game point.
Yeah, and like you kind of said, while we started Kings Row, you kind of thought the Queso Boys was a little bit kind of maybe holding the B Team Beefers back, but he immediately proved not only you, but me wrong, because I honestly agreed with you. I kind of thought them just sticking on ball throughout every map so far has been kind of their downfall, but it worked out really well for them on Kings Row. But like I said, you cannot talk about the B Team Beavers success without talking about their DPS line success, especially Talos there.
Yeah, and it is dominant what we saw. The Ninot's pharmacy, just Pharah in general, sometimes even without their Mercy being able to support them, they're able to find such high value picks, supported by Talo. While you have Pharah in the air, Talo was down on the ground, keeping things rooted and keeping things, putting the pressure, especially because they were hitting every single shot. Now, we talked about it at the beginning of these games of tonight's stream. Guess where we are going, Dexatron?
Well, I'm gonna give everyone in chat a second here, even though they're seeing it right now. We're going back to a control map. Not a surprise. We're going to Lijiang Tower. Thought we would see it first. No, we are seeing it fourth. And I honestly love this pick from the Nectarines. Like we kind of said at the start of the game, Lijiang Tower is just a map where the teams go just to kind of get their bearings on how this match is. But now that's already 4 games into it, with this one being the 4th game, each team kind of knows what to expect.
This has been interesting matchup so far. We're going to be on Control Center here for Lijiang Tower. I think it's going to be... Oh, sorry, not Control Center. I apologize. I saw Control Center. Brain just assumed. Anyways. But talking about that though, the different maps that can work here, because we're looking at what could possibly be BT Beefer's second win here, or the major win for the Peachis Nectarine, what they need to take this home. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here composition wise from both teams.
I like what I'm seeing too. I don't expect Frosty to stick on that Symmetra. I imagine it's just going to be a TP out of spawn, get them to the point a little bit faster here, but maybe they stick on it, especially if they expect a pharmacy on that point.
Doesn't look like they are. It's sort of different. It's different compositions. The only thing that's similar here are the divas. Oh, Ninot. Frosty finds them out, gets the kill. The turrets help there. Ninot was not able to stand up to that, and that's gonna be rough for the B Team Beefers as they make the immediate switch off the Tracer. Guess what? Onto the Pharah. They're not gonna have a Mercy to support them here, so this might hurt them a little bit. There's not too much the Peachis and Nectarines can answer with in kind.
Yeah, Ninot, they're just kind of seeing what the Peaches had there. They didn't give their life for it, but swatching. Wow, I can't speak. Swapping to the Pharah now, they know what to expect. They know the Peaches don't necessarily have anyone that can really counter them other than a support. But look at this. The Beefers finding some picks now. Finding 2 right now. Make that 4.
Cleanup crew at this point. Yes, not being stopped. Oh my goodness. The Peachis Nectarines did manage to get a couple of points for themselves on the board. 28%. They got there. Oh, sorry, 29%. But the B Team Beefers are now on the board, and I don't think Frosty wants to quite get off the Symmetra just yet. They are 90% of the way to their ultimate, and I'm sure they want to take good advantage of that. Do see Chimera have their Blizzard. How is that going to work out for them here? As KSO boys, we do see Amplification Matrix gonna get frozen. Rally has to come out to keep the team alive. The Nano on Brig. You love to see it. One after another. B Team Beefers, they are dominant right now. Oh, hey, just gonna chill out there with ADS, stagger it out a little bit. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good idea. ADS honestly thought they would have just killed him right away, but the BT Beavers being a little smart there, letting him just kind of stand there and realize, oh wait, they're not gonna kill me. And even when he tried to run away, they stopped him. And look at this, 4 swaps coming out from the Nectarines. 5 swaps. Frosty cannot make up their mind.
I think Frosty finally decided to stick to the Cassidy to help answer Ninot, which is not a bad idea. Ninot's not being supported by anybody, so it could work out for them. Oh, the High Noon is not finding anything. Unfortunate, but guess what? The other, your mirror matchup, Frosty did find your poor Pharah all by themselves, who had the barrage that could have helped you out immensely here. Oh, the Peachis were so close to getting that point. KSO boys realized that they needed to get back there quick and stop that from happening and contest. And getting back there quick is working out really well for them here. The B Team Beefers, they have found their groove, they have found their dominance, and they are not giving it up. 91% of the board, Peachis Nectarines, they're gonna have to go back fast.
Yeah, we're seeing some spots come out here. Epic Z-Ray's gonna probably be the last line of defense. Gets rocket flailed there and gets stopped. No, someone's able to get back in touch, but the barrage coming out from Ninot instantly gets rid of Epic Z-Ray there. But once, oh my god, someone's able to get back in touch again. 1 kill goes their way, but they're immediately taken out. But the Nectarines are still fighting on this point.
Wow, that was so close right there. It was almost gone. KSO boys pile drives to ADS. That gets rid of the Mercy. The mines are on the field. Clean up at this stage of the game now. We are in overtime. The B Team Beefers, they have been destroying the Nectarines one after another. So though, they're not giving up. Epix does find Talo out all alone, but it doesn't really matter too much, as the B Team Beefers take round 1. They've secured this objective. That's huge.
Yeah, honestly, that swap out from Ninot there, popping off of the Tracer, going to that Pharah, was the best thing that they could have done there. They knew that the Nectarines were setting up to hold that point for a very, very long time, especially sticking with that Symmetra there. But they played it smart, made the swap, and everything after that went their way.
The B-Team Beefers have really been showing up now. They've been really showing how strong and capable they are in these maps. And I don't know about you, Dexatron, but I'm starting to see something a little bit similar here between our two teams.
Yeah, almost a straight mirror match. The only difference is we're not seeing Frosty come out on a Cassidy instead with a Tracer. I don't necessarily know if that's the best idea for them right now, as Control Center here is very, very well known to be a big pharmacy map.
These two teams are looking. Oh, we're having the aerial battle outside this entire time. These two pharmacy comps want each other so bad. Ninot, though, is going to be winning this one with the help of Talo. You back out of that. Chimera tried to do what they could to support the rest of the Nectarines. They figured it's not really worth it, but Ninot has just proven to be better. Farah, you are going to take out a big sticking point here for Chimera. Talo goes down. This is going to be very useful for you. Oh, but you leave your poor Mercy all behind Chimera. That's not going to work out too well for you here. You lose the Mercy part of your pharmacy combo. We're still contesting, but I think the B-Team Beaver is going to be taking it here very soon.
Yeah, finally they're able to get rid of what the Nectarines had and finally start building up and capping the point right there. I don't know if we need to see some swaps come out from the Nectarines. I just don't know if the ball is necessarily working out for Epic Z-Ray right now.
I don't think it is. I think the composition that they're trying to mess with something a little bit too much here. This aerial battle between the pharmacies is a lot of fun, but they're having a little bit of struggles hitting each other. But KSO boys, those mines, they have been using them so disruptively. And I think it's that disruption that the Nectarines, they just can't do anything against. We see the Nano committed onto Ninot, but it was at that point already won. A little bit of a interesting ultimate. I think it may have been a misclick there, or maybe just a little too excited on the B team on Mankey's side. But the Nectarines, they have to push back on the point. They have to make something happen here as the B team Beefers are approaching 50% on the board.
Yeah, I'm honestly not gonna think that was a misclick there from Mankey onto the Nano there. A Nano Farah does a lot of damage. Ooh, we're seeing Chimera's able to land some shots there, getting back into point right now. Pulse Bomb comes out from Frosty. Here comes the barrage from Chimera, able to find one, but they end up finding themselves as well.
That's painful. You demech the Diva though, and you take out the Wrecking Ball. The Peachis Nectarines finally gets a foothold to get back on this point. Spark is hitting that Valkyrie. He has to find, sorry, not the Valkyrie. They had to find whatever they can to keep their team alive. Oh my goodness, Spork, what are we able to do here? They're trying so hard to keep everybody alive. ADS, same thing here. It's just the Mercies that are trying so hard to keep this game going along. Chimera switches off the Farah to get onto the Echo. The High Noon is the destruction for KSO boys. They're not giving this point up. The contest is on the field, but finally it happens. It gets them some of the points there on the field. KSO boys, they figure out that gravity is still the most deadly enemy in Overwatch.
Epic Z-Ray making sure that they knew that they're themselves, just absolutely sending him off the map right now. A swap coming out here. No more pharmacy for the B team Beavers. Instead, Ninot going over to the Tracer. We also don't see a pharmacy for the Nectarines anymore, as Chimera did go to an Echo. The Nectarines do have 4 ultimates ready to go here. 3 for the Beavers. And the Nectarines able to cap the point before we saw it get into overtime.
Oh, another gravity death for KSO boys. Unfortunate. Picked up by Mobilize. Epic Z-Ray is going to take advantage of that and make the B Team Beavers regret pushing up that far. The switch from onto the Echo for Chimera has been going super well here as they try to apply a little bit of pressure in the spawn point for the B Team Beavers and remind them that they kind of have to respect what Chimera has been doing here.
Yeah, Harambe jumping off the map there. Not probably what you want to see, but they were demeched. Already the Nectarines close to 60% here, whittling that lead that the Beavers had down, but Talo able to find Frosty out early is not what the Nectarines needed there.
No, it's not. Frosty, oh, and you get Chimera gone too. That is your DPS line gone. Still, Cola Guy Pepsi. Ninot is off the field, gets the revive onto Chimera from ADS. Ooh, Let's see. So close, was almost barely able to get it, but was able to get behind the cover just in time. Harambe, though, taking advantage of that situation with a little bit of a self-destruct. ADS is gone, and the B Team Beavers are going to be slowly reestablishing control. Chimera hits that duplicate, and we saw how many minefields they did last time. They were able to get one out on the field, and they are back on to try and get the B Team Beavers out of here. But Taylor, they've been dominating, and Ninot, same thing here with the Tracer. They're looking around, they're seeing who can they pick off. The Pulse Bomb does not get a stick onto Chimera, and Chimera takes very little damage from that. Ninot is off the field too. Epics! You bully them into the corner with your minefield, and that is going to be big picks for you there. It's just one after another. The Peachis Nectarines, they're holding strong here as we are pushing to overtime. But at this point, it's just cleanup.
Yeah, cleanup right now is all they need to do. Some straggling members of the B Team Beavers around point, but they're able to pick them off there. Taylor just not able to touch point fast enough. Same could be said for Ninot there. And now the Nectarines have made this a situation where they can win the series going into Night Market.
This is 1-1 now.
Yes, it is 1-1.
So Peachis Nectarines, if they win this, they win. They win the semifinals.
Yes.
The Team Beavers win this, we go into our final map of the night. We are pushed all the way into game 5. So this is kind of a lot of pressure here for the B Team Beavers. They have to be sweating a little bit right now. Let's see how Night Market is going to go for them. What are we seeing right now, Dex, on the composition of these two teams?
I mean, we're seeing the B Team Beavers come back out with that pharmacy. This is another good map for a pharmacy. Not a surprise they're coming out with it. They're still sticking with that dive comp, but the Nectarines are pretty much matching them pick for pick, except on that DPS line where you have Chimera on an Echo and Frosty on a Tracer, so they really have no one to deal with the pharmacy in the sky other than Chimera.
Chimera has been showing how deadly they are, however, on this Echo. The revive does have to go out, and that leaves Ninot unprotected. That leaves them all alone, and they go down. That is a huge pick, and Chimera has been deadly, like I said, on this Echo. Fine Sport eliminates the rest of them. Poor, they tried to help out Epic Z-Ray, just wasn't quite able to do it. Gets flashbang, and then Harambe is going to finish that off. But KSO boys, Gravity has been their worst enemy so far. They have they've been falling off a lot.
Yeah, they have not been having a good time here lately, but we're seeing the B Team Beavers swap off of that pharmacy, now going with Ninot on the Tracer and Spork on the Brigitte. Honestly, I like what they're doing here. They kind of are adapting. We talked about it through the first two maps. They struggled with doing that, and now they're trying to figure out, okay, will this work? And they're thinking that the Tracer and the Brigitte will be what they need to do here. Cole guy almost getting the sleep there onto Ninot, but does
Leaf
get
Dart was so close. That was that would have been huge. They were able to have landed that. They do throw the biotic grenade onto the ground, which KSO boys gets hit by, and Epics goes in on that, cleans, rolls around, finds the targets they need, and is going to be supported by Frosty. The B Team Beavers, they're feeling the heat.
Yeah, B Team Beavers feeling the heat. Nectarines feeling comfortable right now. They are 60% of the way to securing them a spot in the grand finals as Harambe falls off the map. Queso Boys gets melted by half of the Nectarines there, and the percentage just keeps going up.
Now you don't have your tanks, you have to wait for them to come back up. The Peachis Nectarines, they're getting a couple more percentage on the board. You need to regroup here, but the Peachis Nectarines are not letting you do that. They have 3 ultimates on board. There goes the mines to help stop that, help get them off the high ground from Epic. But Frosty, they're just gonna hang back here. Chimera flying up in the field air. They do have their duplicate. What can they do with that? They have a couple of options that they want to go for here, and the popular one for them so far they have chosen to be is going to be KSO boys. They find Mankey all by themselves, take advantage of that. This time they actually go for the Tracer pick. Gets Talo out of there, and it's been working out really well for them so far here as we are in overtime. They get a stick. That is going to be a stick for the ages as KSO boys is gone. It's going to be answered in kind with another stick, but it's too little too late here for the B Team Beavers as Chimera has shown what Echo can do and takes the Peachis Nectarines to win Lijiang Tower, but not only that, but win the semifinals. 3-1 against the B Team Beavers.
Yeah, we talk about Chimera on that Echo there, finding almost every time they duplicate, finding just enough there to get 2 ultimates off. Queso Boys getting the play of the game there, but it doesn't matter as the Nectarines, like you said, have secured them a spot in the grand finals.
It was good games from both teams. They played so well, especially the B team beefers. They were really starting to get into that rhythm. They were finding what they needed to make it work. It was just there at the end, the last 2 maps, and they were so close on Control Tower. 97% almost had it in their hands. They lost it, and then on Night Tower, it was just the Peachis Nectarines finally figured out what they needed to do to take it all of the way.
But we're going to take a quick break here and be right back with our player of the game for a quick interview.
And welcome back. Peachis Nectarines taking this semifinals here 3-1 against the B Team Beefers. And boy, do we have something special for you guys. We are bringing in one of the players who Dextertron and I consider to be the MVP for these matchups. He's going to be our good DPS player here, Chimera.
Congrats on the win tonight, man. Congrats on your play and to your whole team on securing yourselves a spot in that grand finals against LSFC. How are you guys feeling after that win?
Doing pretty good, obviously, right? We did want to go to the finals as kind of our end goal here.
Yeah, I feel like that's something a lot of teams want to do. They want to get to the end. They want to get to the finals. They want to make it there, and they want to take that big win. But things got a little bit dicey there against the B Team Beefers with the versus the Peachis Nectarines. What was when they were getting that leg up occasionally, especially when they won Kings Row? What was the feeling there? What was the having to mix things up? Like, what were you guys thinking?
I wasn't thinking. I was just kind of playing the game, but I think we were just kind of playing the game. I don't really remember much, to be honest. I have pretty bad memory. When things were getting down, we just between every run, we just kind of reset mental. So it's like it doesn't really matter too much. It helps a lot.
Yeah. So
Yes, it does.
yeah, I want to talk about or just ask you about your play with Echo tonight, especially on the last little bit there at Kings Row. Even though you guys lost that map, whenever you got duplicates, you were just able to get basically more than I've ever seen anyone get out of them. You got 2 minefields multiple times, and we saw you get 2 pulse bombs there at the end of Lijiang Tower. Just what goes into that kind of play?
Just kind of when you get low on Echo, right? Echo is extremely pop-off hero. You just copy something, and then obviously you can get like fucking free ults, right? So kind of a broken ability, if I do say so, because right, you can have so much impact there. So what I do is like you can kind of just say fuck my life. I'm just gonna go out there and get as much value as I can. So kind of what you do, kind of an int gameplay, but.
Oh, it worked out really well for you guys there, especially on the final map of Lijiang Tower. That Echo, I think, is what really helped take the night market win there for you guys. And so you going into finals now? You guys excited? Are you ready?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. It is back to back, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, we're extremely excited because this is basically what we've been playing towards for like a month and a half now.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Chimera, thank you so much for joining us. I think that's everything I wanted to ask you. Dextertron, if you have any more questions of your own.
No, I don't have any more. Again, Chimera, thank you for coming into the booth and answering our questions tonight. And congrats on the win again. And good luck in the finals against LSFC.
Thanks, man. No problem. That's it.
All right. There you have it. That has been our interview with Chimera. Thank you so much for coming on here, talking with us, and giving us a little bit of insight to what we saw here tonight on all of these amazing matches. We saw 4 matches tonight. Wasn't quite the clean sweep. The Peachis Nectarines and the B Team Beefers definitely put up a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, there are a lot of times where the B Team Beefers seem like they had the Nectarines numbers, but the Nectarines just took those punches in stride and came back with stronger punches of their own, essentially, especially on those control maps.
Yeah. And the B Team Beefers should be going home proud of themselves, though. That was a good showing. That was something that you don't see very often. It's just two teams putting each other's on the ropes. It was even. It wasn't a clean stomp. Wasn't a clean sweep. So they should absolutely be proud that, hey, they put their best foot forward.
Yeah, especially be proud. They should be proud. Making it to the final 4 teams in any tournament is really, really good. Something they should not hang their heads on.
Absolutely. But Dextertron, I think that is going to be it for us for tonight. Everyone, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Sam Talks. Dex, where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me on Twitter at It's Dextertron or on Twitch at just Dextertron_. I don't stream a lot. Probably won't be streaming for a while, but I'm more active on Twitter than I am on Twitch. Sam, what about you? Where can they find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/SamTalks, Twitter @TheSamTalks. And yeah, we can come and hang out and we'll have a good time. But anyways, Dextron, it was good casting with you tonight, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see all of you on the next one.